Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So, as you guys can see, things look a little different. I'm trying some new things out with the setup. My previous setup with that boring ass, pale ass, white ass, Wonder Bread ass background was a little boring and it was kind of getting to me. So, I set up a whole corner in my room to film. If you guys like it, please let me know. The mic is in frame. I just feel like I need better audio, so I just don't know. Let me know you guys' opinions on how things are looking, how I can improve. Actually, like, DM me on Instagram or something, because I don't want it in the comments, because I don't want people to like make fun of me publicly. So today we're going to be ranking Degrassi seasons 1 through 10. I don't think I've ever done a ranking of the seasons, so this is kind of a long time coming. It's going to be very simple. We're going to start from my least favorite to my most favorite. I'm going to give you guys my opinions on each season, and we're going to be in and out of this bitch in like maybe 20 minutes. I don't know. I'm kind of a yapper, so maybe 30. Maybe 40. We're gonna go ahead and get into it, but before we do, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff you already know. Subscribing is free as hell. Guys, one more week. Next Sunday, we are gonna be starting season 11 of Degrassi. I'm so excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this month of June and all the like miscellaneous Degrassi content. You guys have been supporting me so much and I really appreciate it. It's like kind of insane. I never thought I would get to this point, but here we are. And yeah, without further ado, let's start. So we're gonna start with number 10, and honestly this shouldn't be surprising for anyone, and it is going to be season 8. I did not like season 8 when it first aired and I watched it, and on my rewatch I still didn't like it. Boring, sloppy, lazy, like it's all of those words. Like I honestly really don't have much to say about this season. Like I just feel like most of the storylines were kind of just boring. We had the college students this season, which was Emma, Liberty, and Manny. Boring ass college storylines, and we barely saw them. Like at least with season 6 and 7 we saw Paige, Marco, Ellie a lot. We didn't really see much of them this season. Like it was kind of pointless for them to even be on the season. I really just don't have anything positive to say.
This be nice.
I'm finding it.
It take you that long to
It
find
does. It does.
For each season we are gonna do a favorite episode and a least favorite episode, and I don't know if this is cheating, but I'm gonna say my favorite episode this season was Degrassi Goes to Hollywood, because we actually had storylines that I cared about. They did bring back the OG cast for this, which I mean I feel like they kind of knew. They were like, the season's kind of whack, let's bring in our OG triple OGs to set this shit up, and guess what, they did just that. And honestly, my least favorite episode, I don't even have one. Like I literally typed notes for all of this. I would show you guys, but it's on my computer, which is recording my audio, and I don't want to fuck it up. But I literally put least fave episode, bruh, all of them IDC, let's move on. So let's do just that. So the next season in our rankings, I'm gonna cheat once again, because honestly these two seasons are kind of interchangeable for me, and honestly they kind of feel like one big season, so I'm gonna group them together. So numbers 9/8 is season 6 and 7. Now I love my OG cast. I love them. The Paiges, the Marcos, the Ellies, the Jimmys, the Spinners, the Manny, the Emma, the Toby, the JT, the Liberty. I love them so much. But they were getting kind of boring, I'm not gonna lie. Season 6 and 7, kind of boring. I feel like I was more entertained with the newer people they were bringing in these seasons. Like, I mean, I know Darcy had been a part of the show since like season 4, but she got more of a storyline in season 6 and 7. Definitely season 7, like Darcy low-key carried that season. We had Holly J, Sav, Jane, all of them come in season 7 as like our new generation. Like I feel like I was more entertained and more interested in what they were doing than kind of what our OGs were doing. I feel like the college storylines we had in season 6 and 7 were better than the ones in season 8, but they still mostly were pretty bad. I feel like the only person who got really good storylines was Paige. And let's talk about how they brought back Sean in season 6 just to like fuck with him. Like they literally brought him back and nothing but bad things happened to him. Season 6 Sean? Zaddy, if I didn't know one. Ooh, 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 the hair, the muscles, the eyebrows. Y'all see?
White man's whore.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
All right.
Ooh. Like, how can you work with that in the same room? Like, girl, I wouldn't get no work done. My mind will be thinking of other things, and it's not media immersion, whatever the fuck that class is. He got expelled from school. He got arrested. Like, and then he just went to the military. Like, didn't even end up with Emma, which I mean, it is a hot debate whether, Emma and Sean are endgame or Sean and Ellie, but honestly, it's Emma and Sean for me. I'm sorry. One of the biggest storylines in season 6 was obviously the death of JT, which IDC still hits hard. It's just a little too violent for me. I don't even like to watch it because it's just like, damn, he got stabbed. He got stabbed. Whoa, what was that? And then what made it worse is that he was going to confess his love to Liberty because he was also dating one of my least favorite characters who was introduced in season 6, Mia. I don't know how the Degrassi community feels about Mia. What's Mia's last name? Mia. Why do I want to say Riley? That's not Mia Jones. Is it Mia Jones? Let's do a quick Google. Yes, it is Mia Jones. I don't know how y'all feel about Mia Jones, but me, I just feel like she is like the most boring person ever. And I know Nina Dobrev went on to do Vampire Diaries and became like a huge deal, but I didn't really care for her acting in Degrassi. Like, I always feel like she just gave everything in like this monotone sound, and it was just like, girl, put some pep in that motherfucking step. Like, why are you talking like, I can't believe that JT is hanging out with Liberty but not hanging out with me? Like, girl, speak up. Like, can you speak up? And then of course we had season 7, which was a season that integrated the Lakehurst students, which I mean did bring a lot of oomph into the season. It was a very dark season. If you guys go back and watch season 7, not my videos on season 7, but season 7 Degrassi, very dark. I gotta get this out right now. Season 7 of my series, rewatching Degrassi, I think it's my least favorite. And you wanna know why? This is some BTST behind the scenes. I started off season 7 because I've actually bought a camera. I've always filmed my videos, and I still do, with an iPhone. Front camera, all that shit, very basic. But before I started season 7, I actually bought a camera to use to film, and I never got used to that camera. I think I used it for a few months and I never got used to it. I never really learned how to use it. So I feel like a lot of my videos around that time, season 7, was very bad. So like, whenever I think of season 7 of Degrassi, I also think about my rewatching Degrassi series and how much I hate most of the season 7 videos. So yeah, just some tea for you guys. So my favorite episodes from season 6 would have to be Free Fallin'. I know I talk a lot of shit about the college storylines, but Paige's in this episode, which I believe was a 2-parter, really resonated with me as someone who also went to college and struggled a lot in the first like year or two. I love that episode. I don't know, it's kind of like a comfort episode, even though it's kind of intense. But like, I think it was like around Thanksgiving in the show, so like she goes back home and it's just like hanging out with her peoples. I don't know, something about the episode I really like. Honorable mention goes to What's It Feel Like to Be a Ghost, the episode where Craig comes back and is on that nose candy. And then also Don't You Want Me, which is the finale. That Alex storyline is so killer, like in a bad way. Like, I feel so bad for Alex. The fact that I'm glad the like narrative on strippers has changed over the years. I mean, I know there's still some people out there who's like, oh, strippers are whores and why would you want to do that? But I mean, I feel like we're definitely a little bit more lax when it comes to strippers. Like, girl, maybe she just want to dance for some money. Like, I don't know. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And Alex, in this season, in this episode, she literally needed to make money. She needed fast, quick money. It wasn't like she can go get a regular job and wait like, what, 2-3 weeks to get her first check. Like, she needed a job where she can go in, do her little dancey dance, and get that bread. And that's what she did. And of course, Paige, always being stuck up, didn't understand it. I'm not gonna get too deep into it because I'm on a time crunch. Then my favorite episode for season 7 is honestly the finale, which is We Built This City. They managed to pull Natasha Bedingfield when she was at her peak, like Unwritten, Pocketful of Sunshine. Like, girl, they really did that. That's like almost the equivalent of recently Love Island getting Megan Thee Stallion. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, y'all kind of ate that. I know I talked a little bit earlier about how I feel like our OG characters got a backseat to the newer characters in these 2 seasons. And like, one of the main things that make me believe that is, why is our graduating class, our season 7 graduating class final episode just 1 episode? Why is it not a 2-parter? The Paige class got a 2-parter in season 5 for their finale. Why didn't we get one. And then my least favorite episode for season 6 is Working for the Weekend, which is the episode where Alex, you know, she goes to the school to like get extra credits or whatever, and this random girl has beef with her, and we never seen her a day in the life. Like, who the fuck is this girl? And then my least favorite episode for season 7 is Love is a Battlefield, which once again is an Alex episode. I don't know, I really like Alex. I don't know, Alex is one of my favorite characters in Degrassi history. She didn't start off as one of my favorites. It was around season 5 when she became like one of my faves. Her last episode ever on Degrassi is one of my least favorites of season 7. It's just, I don't like the way she goes out. I just don't like the way she goes out. Oh yeah, and then the B plot of that episode was Manny being racist. Okay. All right, number 7 on our list is season 1. Now it's really hard to rank season 1 amongst all the seasons because season 1 is like an enigma. Like, I feel like even the jump from season 1 to season 2 is so like big, writing wise, character wise. Like, season 1 is very like PBS Kids, minus like the premiere episode where Emma gets catfished and almost gets sexually assaulted, and the finale where Ashley does ecstasy. Most of the storylines in season 1 were very like after school special, like,
oh my god, I'm running for president, or I want to be on the cheerleading team.
Like, it's very kind of basic and boring, but I do like it over season 6 and 7. I mean, this is our origins of these characters that we're gonna know and love over the next like 6, 7, 8 years. Like, it's pretty cool to see their beginnings. We all know that Emma's kind of like our main character, even though this is like an ensemble cast show. She's our main character because she is the daughter of Spike Nelson, who had her in Degrassi Junior High, hence the Next Generation subtitle. However, if you go back and watch season 1, Ashley is low-key that girl when it comes to being the main character. We see a lot of Ashley in season 1, a lot of Ashley. And rewatching the season, I mean, Ashley is pretty annoying, but she did have a couple moments in season 1 where the annoyingness was acceptable, I guess. I guess she had a reason to be a little bit annoying, but for the most part, she's annoying. My favorite episode of the season is Jagged Little Pill, which is the finale. If you guys remember my rewatch, I was gagging. I think in that video, I was laying in bed while watching because I was sick. I used to be doing any fucking thing on this channel. Like, why was I literally laying in bed? And then my least favorite episode of the season, I think it's gonna go to Family Politics, which is episode 3. It follows the first 2 episodes, which were like up here, and then like I just feel like the drop off was a little too much for me. I mean, Ashley wants to run for president, Toby's getting on her nerves about it. Like, it's kind of basic. All right, number 6 on the list, maybe, I don't know how you guys are gonna feel about this placement, but for number 6 I have season 9. This season absolutely needed to eat because season 8 was such a dumpster fire. Like, this season needed to eat down, and I feel like for the most part it does. The addition of Declan and Fiona was very good. Like, I feel like there are 2 characters on the show that we hadn't seen before. Obviously there are 2 new characters, we haven't seen them before, but like their archetype of character is something different that we had never seen on Degrassi before. We also got a lot less of the irrelevant characters that they introduced in the horribleness that was season 8, like Leia, like Blue. Like, we saw a lot less of them, which was great. We also got more time with our newer generation of students like Allie, Claire, KC, the introduction of Jenna and Dave. Like, we saw a lot more of them, which is very important because they're gonna be like literally leading us all the way into the end of the show. So we needed that. One of my least favorite storylines of this season was Jane cheating on Spinner. From what I hear, Jane gets a lot of hate for this as a character, which, I mean, I don't think she's a bad character because she's done this. Like, a lot of characters have cheated, including Spinner. But I just feel like it was so out of character. I feel like this is the writer's fault. If you guys should be mad at anybody, be mad at the writers, because I feel like IRL, someone like Jane wouldn't cheat on Spinner. If she didn't like him anymore, I feel like she would just break up, you know? Yeah, season 9 is in the middle of this list, but I still feel like it's a very good season. Every season on this list is good, minus season 8. So when I've typed out like my little list of things I wanted to talk about for each season, I originally said that Degrassi Takes Manhattan was my favorite episode, but then I thought about what happens in the movie and I'm like, Spinner marrying Emma. How did I forget that? Oh, I know how I forget it because I try not to remember it because it doesn't make sense and I don't care. I feel like I feel like me and the Spimma fans have been beefing for the past 3 weeks, but I mean it just happens to come up. But yeah, it's not my favorite. I guess I will say my favorite episode is the premiere. It's Mia's final episode, which raise the roof for that. Also, Peter gets hooked on meth, which is kind of crazy. We've always talked about like regular type of drugs like weed. I mean, we did have ecstasy in season 1, but meth is kind of crazy. And of course, Peter's the one to do it. I feel like out of all the characters, he makes the most sense. Also, the B plot was Holly J trying her hardest to be a nicer person. Season 9 was the season where Holly J finally starts to make that turn to be a lot better of a person. But she was tested in that premiere episode. She tried her best and she almost lost it, but she kept it together. My least favorite episode of the season is Innocent When You Dream, because like what the fuck was that Declan Claire storyline? She really bit his neck like she was a fucking Dracula or fucking Frankenstein. Is Frankenstein a vampire? I don't think so. Edward Cullen, is that his name from Twilight? I've never seen the Twilight movies. That might be some crazy lore drop for you guys. I've never seen Twilight, so yeah. Number 5 on our list, the middle of the pack, is gonna be season 5. Now, I've always said that seasons 3 through 5 was like the golden era of Degrassi. And when I was doing my rewatch, I feel like I might have said it in one of the videos, but season 5 was not as great as I remember it to be, but it's still a very good season. Quite possibly my favorite episode of the entire series is in this season, but we'll talk about that towards the end of this little section. I hate it the way they treated Liberty's pregnancy storyline. Like, I feel like we found out she was pregnant and then we did not see her until she was handing her baby off to the doctor. Like, why? I feel like Liberty should have been that girl for season 5. Like, if anybody should have been the focus of season 5, it should have been Liberty, but we already know how the characters of the show kind of get the short end of the stick. We already know that. The Craig, Manny, and Ellie triangle is a lamer version of the Craig, Manny, and Ashley one. Like, do we really care? And it's even a worse one because Craig and Ellie never officially dated. She just had this big fat crush. Craig and Ellie is like a less toxic version of Huda and Jeremiah from Love Island. You know what? I take that back. But also, season 5 was the start of Palix, which is one of my favorite couples on the show. I think I said it in my unpopular opinions video, and I probably said it before then, but I don't really care for most couples in Degrassi. There's only like a select few, and Paige and Alex is one of those. I really like them together. I always thought they were cute. Why did I put in my notes Mac deserved so much better than Dylan? Did I mean Marco? Marco deserved much better than Dylan. They went through a lot this season. You guys remember Tim? Tim came around. Marco was like, oh, I'm interested in Tim. But then Dylan came and was like being a little bitch about it. Like, I really wish that Marco had more love interests. And I don't know if later seasons, don't fucking tell me, I swear to God, if somebody put in the comments this thing I'm about to like say, I am going to deactivate my channel and go away. But like, I hope a future gay character on the show has multiple love interests and not just one that goes for like seasons. Because even Riley, like, he has Zane, but isn't Riley about to graduate? Like, he's about to be off the show. So we need a gay character, whether it be gay, lesbian, bisexual, pansexual, asexual, any type of sexual. I just want them to have more love interests. Is that too much to ask for? I put a little hot take in this section, but Jimmy shouldn't have forgiven Spinner until around season 6 or 7. I feel like he should have drugged that into season 6, maybe even season 7. It had been a year, so I guess that's enough time for Jimmy to finally be kind of like over it. Me personally, as like the #1 grudge holder of the world, we will be beefing until one of us is 6 feet under. Like, I'm sorry. And I think this is a hot topic because I think some people really thought Jimmy was doing too much because Spinner didn't really do anything. Are we watching the same show? Or So I said at the beginning of this section that quite possibly my favorite episode of this series is in this season, and that is Our Lips Are Sealed. I recently rewatched this episode, and every time I do, the tears... Why my eyes look like that? Y'all, I'm like, my camera is like a little bit further away from me than normal. So if I'm like squinting, it's because I'm trying to see myself, but... yeah, whatever. Anyway, I recently rewatched this episode and I was crying. Miss Miriam McDonald, where was her Emmy? Degrassi should have been nominated for an Emmy because that performance by Miss Miriam McDonald, 8 down. My least favorite episode I decided was Tell It to My Heart, which was the Marco, Dylan, Tim episode. Like Dylan coming back from college, I think, and seeing that Marco is talking to Tim and is like trying to get them to like break up.
Fuck Dylan.
Why did I put Emma is trifling? What was I didn't even put like what she did in that episode. Oh, Emma sneaks around with Peter. I read too fast and like literally the last sentence of this section just said Emma is trifling. You know, like what the fuck she did. She was dating Peter like after he exposed Manny, which was the premiere episode of this season. Like, Manny, once again, better than me. My hold a grudge ass would have been mad at her until we were like 60 years old. All right, number 4 is gonna go to season 2. Season 2 is really, really good. Honestly, instead of saying the golden era was seasons 3 through 5, I might just say it was seasons 2 through 4. Yeah, season 2 was really good, and everybody say thank you, Craig Manning. Thank you, Craig Manning, because that premiere episode, I said Lips Are Sealed is my favorite episode, but that premiere episode, When Doves Cry, is probably number 2. Like, you've seen the clip before. I put it in a lot of the videos. I literally cry on cam. Like, cry on cam at this episode. Like, he is quite possibly, if not the best actor Degrassi has ever seen. Why hasn't Mr. Jake Epstein been in more stuff? Like, Craig, where you at? Brother, like, where you at? Quality jump from season 1 to season 2 is kind of insane. I think I said something about this in the season 1 section, but it's like night and day, honestly. Like, go back and watch it. Go back and... Why am I yelling? I'm so sorry. And it's probably really loud because my mic is like right here. Go back and watch seasons 1 and 2. Oh my god, my hair looks crazy. And you'll see what I'm talking about. I just put Marco with a heart. This was Marco's first season. Y'all know Marco is my second favorite character behind Manny. I don't know. I mean, I guess he was the one gay character and I'm one gay ass bitch. So I guess I related. I don't fucking know. We had the one and only Hazel focused episode this season and it wasn't a great one. It was not a great one. Once again, justice for Hazel. Hashtag Hazel deserved better. Hashtag Hazel. Hashtag Hazel. Favorite episode, obviously, When Doves Cry. Honorable mention goes to Mirror in the Bathroom, which was the episode where Toby was struggling with eating because he wanted to make weight for wrestling. A very not so talked about topic is boys with eating disorders. And I thought it was really good, and I feel like that was Toby's last good episode. And he was on the show till season 7. Thinking about it, they literally took his ass out of the intro for season 6 and 7. The Toby disrespect is kind of crazy. Like, we really need to talk about it. But not today. My least favorite episode, and I said in my notes that this is subject to change once I rewatch it, because I have not rewatched this episode yet. White Wedding. And it's just because it's too focused on the classic cast. I love them now. When I first rewatched it, I rewatched season 2 from November 2019 to April 2020. I hadn't watched any of Classic Degrassi yet. I'm pretty sure I started Classic Degrassi on April of 2020. I was ending season 2 when I started it. Loved them down, but whenever I watch TNG, I want to focus on TNG. But if I rewatch it, I may have other feelings, so that's why I said it's subject to change. Yeah. That is it. So number 3 on our list, which is our most recent season, we have season 10. Really liked season 10. A lot of people told me before it started that season 10 is what brought Degrassi back, and I'm not surprised. It's a really good season. On the lowest of keys though, the first season carried hard. The second half of the season is really good, especially like the last like 6, 7, 8 episodes. But that first half was like boom, like hit, like hit. The move to like the telenovela style of airing with like 40 something episodes was really good. I feel like it helped with plots not feeling like it starts and ends after 2 episodes. Like I feel like we had a lot of season long or like 10 episode long arcs when normally we don't get it like that, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the new characters that we got, even though I didn't really like majority of them, brought mess. Bianca, Drew, Zane. I love Zane though. Like these new characters brought on in season 10 were really good. Unlike the ones that were brought on in season 8. Like the new characters were really good. They had drama and they were great. I think my favorite overarching storyline of the season is Miss Ali Bandari. She had her relationship with Drew, her rivalry with Bianca, her rocky relationship with her parents, and even her brother Sav that led to her running away. She even went to all-girls school at one point, reunited with her old boo Johnny. Like she had a lot going on this season and I was entertained. Whoa, sound like fucking Patrick Mahomes. I was entertained. My second favorite overarching story would have to be Riley. Like I gave Riley so much shit in his earlier seasons, like season 8, and even when I first watched it I didn't really care for Riley, but I think now with my 30-year-old brain can fully process exactly what he was going through as like a undercover gay guy who didn't want to accept that fact about him. Like even Marco, when he realized he was gay, he wasn't like actively fighting it. Like he wasn't still trying to date girls. Like once he realized it, he did try to continue to date Ellie to cover it up. But after they broke up, like he wasn't like trying to date anyone else. Like he even did try to go and blah blah blah. He tried to go out on a date with Hazel, which ended with him and Spinner in the alley talking about his mom's pasta sauce and he came out. But Riley, it's just a different story. And I like it. My favorite episode of the season is All Falls Down, which is like the mid-season finale, the Vegas dance. Like every single moment of that episode was mess and drama and I live for it every single time. And then my least favorite episode has to go to Love Lockdown because I still feel very icky about the Declan Holly J story. Like I still don't know what they were trying to tell us with that. And it really brought down my opinion on Declan because I was a huge Declan fan prior to the episode. So yeah. Oh yeah, honorable mention, Jesus ETC, because why the fuck would they have Fitz come back doing the old, oh I'm a Christian now, I love God.
I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you?
And then of course Claire's gullible ass ate that shit up. I don't like the episode. Alright, we have 2 seasons left, season 3 and season 4. And number 2 is gonna go to season 4. I forgot what I put. Of course, you can't talk about season 4 without talking about the shooting. One of the most iconic television episodes ever, not just Degrassi, but TV period. It is perfect. Like in real life, Rick would have never touched the grounds of Degrassi again, but the fact that he did led us to that episode, which is just quality television, just so good. Still very salty about Jay and Spinner. I got over the Spinner thing eventually, and Spinner is one of my loves. I won't say loves. I like Spinner, but Jay, fuck Jay for life. Fuck Jay for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Fuck him for supper. Fuck him for dessert. I don't fuck with Jay Hogarth. And why did Alex never get anything for her participation in the whole Rick paint thing? Questions that need answers. But the way that the shooting storyline could have had Hazel become more of a character, like I feel like that's lost character development because Hazel was dating Jimmy at the time that he was shot and we didn't see nothing from that. Like we saw Jimmy in the hospital, but we never saw Hazel go visit her. We saw Marco and Craig go visit him, as they should because they're his friends, but where was his girlfriend? Like we didn't really see Hazel do anything with Jimmy until he came back to the school. But one of my favorite lines of Degrassi history came from this season, which I did talk about last week when I was watching the minis, but you gave me a social disease. Getting off the shooting though, the premiere episode of this season focusing on Paige's trial and her sexual assault that happened back in season 2 was pretty awesome to see. I mean, obviously not awesome because we don't like seeing Paige going through that, but it shows that the show cared about continuity because we really hadn't heard much about it prior to that episode. So it coming back up after almost like a year, over a year honestly, was pretty great to see because it showed that the writers actually didn't forget that this happened to her. And the fact that she, you know, didn't get revenge, or not revenge, what the fuck? She didn't get justice for what happened. That sucks. Speaking of Paige, this was the Paige and Mr. Oleander season. I mean, Degrassi always have had issues with age gaps. This one is even worse because he's a teacher, so he holds power over her. And then she tried to bring him to the dance. You really thought they were gonna bring him to the dance after they fired him for being in a relationship with you? Like, girl, Delulu. One of my biggest issues with this season though is the finale. I don't like the finale of season 4 because why is Kevin Smith our focus? Like, we get it, Kevin Smith loved Degrassi, so he really wanted to be a part of the show and date Caitlyn because he had a crush. Honestly, that's kind of weird when you think about it. Like, Kevin Smith, like the man himself, had a crush on the actress that played Caitlyn, so he wanted to be on the show so that he could be with her. I don't know, maybe I'm the friend that's too woke, but I think that's weird. My favorite episode of this season is obviously Time Stands Still. Honestly, honorable mention goes to Voices Carrie. Another episode where Craig, Manning, Jake, Epstein eats the plate, leaves no crumbs, licks it up, goes for seconds, eats that plate, licks it up, goes for thirds, and then eats that up because the acting, so good. And like I just said before this, my least favorite episode is the finale. Don't really care about the whole Kevin Smith thing. And that leaves us with our number 1, which is Degrassi Season 3. When I tell you guys, this season has some of the most iconic episodes of the series. I had wrote them all down. Manny's iconic new look episode. Marco's 2-parter coming out. The holiday episode where the TNG cast and the classic Degrassi cast come together with these like very similar storylines. Typically, I don't care for when the classic characters get storylines, but it wasn't overshadowing the TNG storyline, which I like. Manny's pregnancy and abortion 2-parter. The Breakfast Club inspired episode. All of that in this season. Yup. The only negative I can say about this season is that this is Jay's first season, and Jay is my least favorite character in all of Degrassi. Owen is like fighting him right now, but it's Jay because I've seen more of him. If I see more of Owen, I'm probably gonna put him before Jay, but I don't like Jay. He doesn't ever redeem himself for me. I know y'all love Manny and Jay, like, oh, he redeemed himself, he's so cute, blah, blah, blah. Fuck him. Fuck him. Also, one thing that was really cool about season 3 is that we finally started to see the 2 grades integrate more. I feel like in seasons 1 and 2, they always kind of had separate storylines, but we finally see them kind of doing more together. Like we had the Craig and Manny thing. But yeah, overall, this season just had a pretty amazing 22 episode run. Back when we would get 20 plus episodes in a season and more than 80% of them were good. And now we get, what, 8 episodes every 5 years? Looking at you, Stranger Things. My favorite episode is You Got to Look, like duh. I can recite that episode word for word, bar for bar. And my least favorite, I put in my notes, literally none. I can't force myself to dislike one of these episodes. I like every episode of season 3, which is why it's number 1 on my list. So yeah, that'll be all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would love to know your thoughts and opinions. What's your favorite season? What's your least favorite? What's your list looking like? Let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, next week, you guys, season 11 is starting. So make sure you're here for that. Every Sunday at noon, new episode. And yeah, I will see you guys next week. Adios. What? See, now that... Oh my god. See, I can't even do like my ending anymore. Like my camera is so far away, I don't knocked over the fucking mic. Adios. I gotta do it with the other hand.